is still pretty high from the cold oil. So my rev limiter is kicking in. That should have it. Alright, so here's wet road, low boost, 5 mile per hour wheel slip. You know what? There's plenty of space behind me, and I got this guy up in front of me. I'm just gonna stop for a second. Gotta wash the car anyway, so whatever. Alright, cool. Now there's no more cars coming either. I love this road. It's like my little playground. Alright, here we go. See, it slipped just a little bit there in third gear, slipped quite a bit in second gear, slipped a whole lot in first gear, just fine. And it totally is composed. It, you know, maybe wiggles the tail around a tad, but it's nothing, nothing to be concerned about, I suppose. Make a 180 up here and head back to the house. Especially since the sun is killing me. That is great. Alright. Nobody behind. Thinking another dig should do. I'll call it a day. My poor slipping whatever clutch this is that I love so much. Temps rose up to 100. That was pretty cool seeing the intake temp rise up there live. I've never seen it rise except for maybe in the summertime, I don't know. Normally that thing stays pegged on outside air temperature. So I actually managed to build up quite a bit of heat there. Let's do it again. was good. I may have to go do another 180 and do that again. That's fun. That's too much fun. All right. When you could take your Supra out in the rain, turn it up to number 2 here. Let's see. Mode switch to targeting 20 pounds now. Let's see what happens. That is too much fun. So it saw 10, and the most torque it had to take out was just 5%, which really isn't that bad, but that was in 3rd gear. 2nd gear, I'm sure it was much higher. Let's see how high it is. It saw 15 mile an hour slip, and it reduced 5. Kind of ridiculous how much controllability of this car I have as it stands. Hey, my oil temperature actually kind of got up warm. Ish. The fact that I can do that is just insane. And the car's still kind of fast, even in the rain. It's ridiculous. And that's with 5% or 5 mile an hour slip. And that was on 18 pounds. Hope you guys enjoy that. I'm gonna let my turbos cool. Let my oil cool. Guess I'm gonna cool off here too. I suppose if I did a track day with this thing, its oil temp's gonna get hotter much faster. I am measuring it at the oil filter. With the takeoff plate that I put on, and I relocated my oil filter down to the bell housing, which I think everyone should do. Why Toyota made it that way, I have no idea. But it's absolutely the way to go. Whoever notices this car and knows what it is are probably going, oh, he got stuck out in the rain. No, I intentionally came out in the rain. It's fun. It's honestly, it's kind of fun seeing the car do its thing, and you know, you got to be a little bit careful, you know, especially with other cars around and everything. So try to be reasonable when I'm getting onto it around other people, but certainly don't want to hurt anyone else or myself, especially anyone else. It comes down a lot to knowing your car and knowing your setup and remembering that all this technology cannot overcome the laws of physics. So you can't overcome the laws of physics, but you sure can overcome the laws of mechanics by simply disabling horsepower. So that's what's beautiful about this car. You see my intake temp finally came back down to outside air temperature, 73 degrees. I measure at the U-bend over here in the left vent. The reason I measure there is because I don't need to have my intake air temperature sensor being heat soaked by radiator air coming off of it. So my intake air temperatures are the temperature of the air going into the engine. That's a beautiful thing. God, I love this car. I don't think I could ever sell it. Not in a million years. It's just too stinking perfect. But by the way, that's usually the temperature my car runs 24/7, even in the summer. It's about 170 degrees, about 20 degrees hotter on the oil. You know, and the oil will go up with the coolant temperature because obviously the coolant is cooling the oil. It also warms the oil up in the winter time. So those days when you have a, 40-degree morning and you want to go take your car for a boost run or something in the middle of the night, it's nice to be able to do that and not take a year for your oil to warm up. So, I don't know. I guess I'm preaching to the choir, but I'm not going to add an oil cooler until I see my oil temperatures go over 230 degrees. And at this point, I've never seen my oil temperatures go over 215. So I need it to go over 215 just so I can boil off whatever moisture has gotten into my oil. So, I mean, I just barely got my oil warm enough. So adding an oil cooler, if you're not getting over 215 degrees, doesn't seem like a whole lot of sense to me.